I wake up at 4:45 a.m., like I have for the past 30 years. No alarm clock needed. My body just knows. I tiptoe to the kitchen, careful not to make a sound. But the house isn't asleep. From the room across the hall, a soft glow leaks under the door. He's still awake. My son. He lives in a world I've never understood. A world where daytime is for sleeping, and the night is when work begins. Work online, with strangers, from countries I can't pronounce. I call that world a different universe. We live in the same house, but we orbit like separate planets. I go to work when he's just falling asleep. I go to bed when he's finally having breakfast, at 2 p.m. I used to think I was a good father. I provided, I protected, but slowly I realized I never really listened, not to him, only to the echoes of my own past. I didn't understand him. He never tried to understand me, and the distance between us grew like a crack in the floor, widening a little more each day. I'm an old school worker, up at dawn, sweat all day, sleep hard. Every hour meant something. Every drop of sweat fed a family. Nobody asked me to find meaning or balance my emotions. We work to live, but my son, he lives to understand himself. He once told me, "Dad, not everyone wants the 9-to-5 life." I laughed. Back in my day, we didn't get to choose. End of conversation. It always ends like that. One night, I found him crying in front of his laptop. I thought someone died. Turned out, his best friend had blocked him. Best friend, who he'd never met in real life. I lost my temper. "You're crying over some stranger on the internet." He looked at me. No yelling, no drama. Just one sentence. "Dad, I never called you a stranger, even though you don't understand me either." I went silent, like someone had driven a nail through my chest. I started wondering, was I ever a good father? I paid for everything, kept him safe. I never laid a hand on him, but I never asked what he felt, or what he feared, or what he dreamed of. We had dinner in silence, one table, two phones, a void no one dared to cross. I thought he was lazy, but one day, I saw him teaching English to kids in poor countries, online, for free. He was doing things I never even imagined at his age, giving without needing anything back. Then one day, he said he wanted to drop out of college. I was furious. College was the one thing I could give him, the only path I knew to escape poverty. I shouted, "What are you gonna do? Sit in front of a screen for the rest of your life?" He replied softly, "Dad, your generation could wake up at 5 a.m. every day and survive. My generation can't survive if every day we feel like we're not allowed to be ourselves." I had no comeback, because deep down, I knew he was right. I started watching him, not in a creepy way. I just paid attention. I saw him help the old neighbor lady download a health app. I saw him babysit his cousin with patience and kindness. I saw him laugh out loud, watching videos of himself as a kid. He wasn't broken. He wasn't lazy. He was just different. One day, I asked him to show me how to use Google Meet. Said it was for a work meeting. Truth was, I just wanted to hear his voice. For the first time in years, I saw his eyes light up, like he was finally seeing me. We started talking, little moments, right before I left for work, right before he went to sleep. I told him about growing up in the 80s. He told me about drama on Twitter. I showed him photos of his mom when she was young. He set me up with Spotify playlists. We're still different, but now we peek into each other's universes. One night, I woke up to use the bathroom. He was still awake. I didn't yell. I knocked on the door. "Hey, I'm making tea. Want some?" He opened the door, eyes tired, but smiling. "Sure, but can I pick the music?" We sat in the kitchen, dim lights, a 50-year-old man, and a night owl teen. Listening to Billie Eilish, no one said a word. But I knew, at that moment, we weren't living in two separate universes anymore. Sometimes, understanding doesn't mean agreeing. It just means staying. Staying at the table, staying in the room, staying curious. No one wants to be misunderstood, and no one deserves to be abandoned just for being different. I learned this late in life. Being a father isn't about being right. It's about being present. My son isn't a copy of me. He's his own planet, spinning in his own rhythm. And all I had to do was learn how to watch him shine. If you're watching this and you have a father or a son or someone you used to know who now feels a million miles away, just try. Once, step into their world, even for 5 minutes. You might discover a universe that looks nothing like yours, but is filled with love, waiting for you to notice.